Welcome, everyone, to Fanboy Frenzy, the only podcast on the internet that believes Batman and Robin the movie never really happened. I'm your host, Ryan Jarvis, and for this episode, I want to go over some of the ARKHAM Knight Easter eggs that I found while patrolling the streets of Gotham in ARKHAM Knight. Starting off with the first one, Dick Grayson and the Flying Graysons. Obviously, we know Dick Grayson was the first Robin, and he was the one that eventually would go on to be Nightwing. So seeing this in there is actually pretty interesting. It's actually in one of the elevators in the city, in one of the specific scenes of which I won't tell you exactly, but it's also located where this next Easter egg is. And it deals with Basil Karlo, better known as Clayface. Obviously, Clayface has had a pretty interesting experience in the games thus far. In Arkham City, he was the archetype for, basically showing the Joker, and he was really an integral part of Arkham City. Not exactly in this one yet, but they did at least put an Easter egg here because you never know if Clayface is there or not. Bringing us to the next Easter egg, and that is a Vicki Vale, the love interest of Batman / Bruce Wayne. She's been in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and she's subsequently been in cartoons, comic books, etc., etc. She's basically the Oprah, if you will, of Gotham City, except way finer looking, and you can see here that she has her own facility. Which brings us to the next one, the Gray Ghost. Basically, he was in a Batman Brave and the Bold episode before. He's had a comic book before. He looks eerily similar to a hero known as the Shadow, who was actually had his own movie with Alec Baldwin. This is not the Shadow, but a knockoff of him, calling the Sam's Club version of the Shadow, and that is the Gray Ghost. Which brings us to the next one. Cord Industries. Cord Industries is actually a pseudonym for Ted Cord, his company. Ted Cord actually goes on to be the Blue Beetle. Interesting to see that they put him in there as well. Very cool stuff, very cool stuff. But not as cool as this next one that I found, which kind of makes me miss Arkham Origins. And who might that be? Drum roll, please. Grrr. Sionis Industries, home of the Black Mask Roman Sionis. It's very cool to see this in here. I wish I would have seen more of the Black Mask in this particular game. But also, his character is always very interesting. I really enjoy Black Mask. He's got some good stuff, good deep story with him. Not quite as deep as this next person, though, I must say. And that is Grundy. Solomon Grundy. They actually have a little Easter egg to him in there as well, where there's a guy playing him in a specific movie. Sorry, the quality of the picture I took looked a little ghetto, but nonetheless, I think it really speaks volumes that, I wish Grundy was in there to have another epic boss battle. But that brings me to the most important Easter egg I've found so far in Arkham Asylum / City / oh my God, LexCorp, are you kidding me? Yes, Lex Luthor is not content to stay in Metropolis. Actually, he has a couple of different facilities, a bunch of billboards all over Gotham in the Foundry area, which incidentally, some of the militia that is brought in, funded by, spoiler, Mr. Jason Todd as the Arkham Knight. Just so happens some of the most heavily fortified areas happen to be on these LexCorp facilities. But you'll see a bunch of information out there about Lex Luthor, who obviously is coming to Gotham City. I can't wait to see how this continues to progress. I can't wait to see if there's some DLC where Lex Luthor might be introduced. That'd be amazing. But obviously it's there to set up the Batman vs. Superman movie. Everybody, this is Ryan Jarvis signing off from Fanboy Frenzy. I'll see you again very soon.